been where you at, nigga. But you gotta keep fighting, you hear me?
Yeah, man, of course.
Cause this shit ain't your fault.
Wait, it's not.
When you leave here, go back in that door and grab the first nigga you see and beat the fuck out that nigga till they grab you off of that nigga. You hear me? Show who the fuck you is, nigga. No, look at this nigga face, man. Fuck.
Look at his face, man. Show him who you are. Listen, man. Remember, this is Heritage Hip Hop, where we introduce you to your future favorite artists today while celebrating hip hop culture. I'm from New Jersey, but we go all the way around the world. Today, we're going over the waters to talk to my brother, South Carolina, by way of New York. Someone who's been on this podcast quite a while, but every time we're on this podcast, growth happens for us both. So with him releasing a brand new album, I wanted to talk to him about that. So welcome to Off the Record, where we interview albums from the cover art to the message and the meaning. I am with my brother. Say your name, please.
Notes82. What's going on, everybody?
Hey, and this goes out to all the hip hop lovers. Shout out to MJ, our introduction. Shout out to DJ K1. Shout out to everybody. Oh, Johnny Floss, we got to talk. Shout out to everybody who's not only been a part of this movement, but has made his album and his discography great. Not saying he hasn't. But let's talk, man. Your life is good, man. How about yours?
Hey, man. I'm gonna say this: life is getting better. So that's what I'm gonna say. Life is getting better. But on the music side, yes, life is good. Life is good. It's definitely good, man.
Man, life is beautiful when you're allowed to live it, man. Cause
yep.
There's so much stuff going on in the world today. Lost Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Yep.
We lost. We got people at war. They're starving babies to death. We live in a world where people are now waking up to the importance of messaging again in hip hop by the Clips album, Raekwon's album, and the underground and independent scene has been keeping hip hop alive a lot. Shout out to you. Shout out to Bad Seed. Shout out to my brothers across the waters and across other countries. Y'all doing a hell of a lot of work. Where is hip hop today, in your opinion? And why was this project necessary for today's climate of hip hop?
I just felt like hip hop. Well, I'm gonna answer this question. So I'm gonna say this: what you said. So hip hop, to me, hip hop nowadays, it's. I think I said this on the other interview where I feel like it's recycling. It's coming back to its roots. It's getting back to the creativity being masterpieces and not just microwave music. I think people are taking notice and saying, "Hey, I need to put out something that's going to solidify my stance in hip hop." So that's why it was important for me with cover art. And like people know me when they first met Notes82, I believe that I dropped so many projects. I put out a lot of singles. I did a lot of stuff, and I told myself I want to slow down and I want to make something flawless and make something unique that the people would say, okay, this Notes82 album is different. Now we're taking notice. Now we know with Notes82 which direction he's going in. So it was definitely important for me to make a classic. I think that's the first time I said that about any project, to make a classic that people are gonna feel for years to come. So that's why cover art was put out in this climate of hip hop, because hip hop is going back to its roots. I believe that's just me, in my opinion.
Shout out to you. Shout out to Pop for checking in on Heritage Hip Hop. Please, everybody, like, subscribe, share, and comment. This album to me was sort of it seems like a lot of people are graduating and pivoting from just being rappers, and it seems like you did that a little bit ago. So if you've already got the bachelorette in study of arts and sciences, now it seems you're going now for your master's.
Yes.
It seems like now it's like, I know what works well, and now I want to start pushing the envelope a little more. Am I correct? This problem helped do that?
Yes. That is actually the great. That's a great analogy to say when you're using going to college and stuff like that and getting your master's. Yes, I believe so. I think Watch the View was just kind of like my freshman, and I'm going to use high school. So kind of like the freshman, Life Beyond the Lights kind of got me to the junior. And then I think this one right here is there. I'm ready to elevate and spread my wings past the senior year in high school. So that's what I believe. That's correct.
I want to make a playlist out of yours. I don't want to do it to take away from your album. I want to do it to help get people to know who you are. I mean, with your permission, I'd love to do it. But I want to.
Oh, you know you got my permission.
No, we got to work on it together. I don't want to just do it.
Okay.
I've done it before, and the artist didn't. I don't think the artist really appreciated it.
Okay.
I didn't even see them really, but because they have music out, and I don't want to take away from what you have out because that's the lifeline. But people show appreciation through saying thank you, and that's a thank you of mine. Yeah. You know, and I want to talk to you today about this. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the cover of the album we're going to review tonight called Cover Art LP, released by Notes82. Let's talk about the album cover for instance. What are you saying? What are you saying there?
Man, so for years people would talk about this Illuminati stuff. No, man, this is me making my statement and what Jay-Z and all those people at Rockefeller felt, those 10 million. I feel like we're dropping this album. I'm gonna make that 10 million, diamond. I feel like I'm gonna make that mark with this album. I feel like this is an album that a lot of people need to pay attention to. And I'm not begging. I'm telling you guys, go listen to this project. This is a project that you're gonna enjoy and is gonna show you Notes 82 and the growth and the journey that I've got from reflections all the way to cover art. I feel like I'm top tier now. That I can solidify and say to myself, I feel like I'm top tier. Literally.
Top tier. That couldn't be an Illuminati symbol anyway because your eye is in the pentacle of the triangle, not in the middle. Just for people who don't understand that.
Yeah, exactly.
Drums Rugged on the check-in. What up, bro?
What's up? Rugged?
So, I mean, all right. You ready to do this?
Let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now going into cover art. And we're going to go from track 1 to track 15.
Yes, sir.
And if y'all don't think I'm official, listen. Off the Record is a real show. We don't just ask questions like my podcast show. We're going into depth. So let's talk about track number 1, the Prelude.
Yes.
The Prelude is from Snowfall, I believe, right?
Yes, it is. Yes.
This is called the Franklin Saint Prelude. First of all, I want to say the way you structured this album's like a book. Am I correct?
Yes, it is.
Oh, God, how it goes.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Tell me about this book.
So cover art, what the idea of cover art was always, I'm a big movie fan and drama is definitely my thing, right? So I grew up looking at a lot of classics, and I don't want to tell my age, but I don't really care. You know, by the 82, what my age is, but I just, for me, I enjoyed classic movies when I was coming up, right? So I always looked at the opening credits. So when you look at Juice, I'm not even gonna use Snowfall. Let's look at Juice. When you look at Juice, that opening credit of Juice, it gravitated you to want to watch the movie. Yes, it had Tupac, had Omar Epps, all these other people, but that beginning, it just made you want to gravitate to, especially if you was a hip hop head, you definitely wanted to gravitate to look at this movie. So I just felt like for me, I treated it as the opening act. So the prelude and the way my album is, I wanted an opening act. I wanted to take you on a journey. I want to take you from chapter 1 all the way to the ending chapter of cover art. That's what I wanted to take you. I wanted to, and I think the prelude was kind of like where I'm at now in my life, and it took you back when you listen to the ending track. I'm not going to mention that because I know we're going to talk about that. The ending track, it took you to the kid from the East Side. So it is a book. It really is.
This album to me is a double album and a single album.
You always say that.
It is. Am I wrong?
Yeah, it is. It is. It is.
You could tell you from the tape era because there's a side 1 and a side 2.
It is. It is.
This album was made to me in the vein of the creativity of Death Certificate. Am I correct?
Yes. Yes.
All right. So then we need to get into this because who are you talking to in the prelude? Because that's there for a reason.
So that's a great question, right? And I have a great answer for that. So it is. So when you think about that scene of Franklin Saint talking to Jerome, talking to Louis, talking to Leon, and it got to a point where if people are big Snowfall fans, Franklin's father was going to expose the plug that he was working with, because the plug that Franklin was working with was the CIA. So when he did go out there and try to expose him, it kind of left Franklin out there hanging him to dry, right? Left out to dry, and the family members were like, "Well, what it's going to do for me? Your father's telling," and he kind of told them, "Hey, relax. I've done everything I can to protect you guys, and I'm still going to protect you guys, even with me being out in the forefront." Right. So I felt like I was talking to the non-believers, the people who say they believe in you, that were beside you, your brothers, your sisters, and those people that when a little bit of drama comes, they're ready to wither away. Right. So, and I always said to myself, I'm always going to put it on me. If it's something that I'm going, if it's something that's going to hurt the group, I'm always going to be the one out in the forefront saying, "Hey, I'll take the whooping, I'll take the lashes, I'll take the," because it's going to make me stronger. It's going to make me a better person and a better creator of music. So that's why the Franklin Saint prelude was there, and is just to tell everybody, hold on one second. You guys may feel like you're down and out, but I got us. I got us from here. Because I felt like certain stuff people were putting out, that wasn't it. I'm just being honest. That wasn't it. So that's where the prelude came from.
Y'all hit that like button, y'all. We got people in the room. Hit that like button. We want to hit the algorithm so people know that we're here. Please
Yeah.
don't just watch and not hit that like button.
Yeah.
So just like a book, you have like the opening statements and then you have the intro. So then you have the cover art intro. It sounds like you're reintroducing yourself to people who might have forgot and didn't know who you are by the words that were spoken on that intro. Am I correct?
That's correct. And that's for a reason. And that's why the break, remember the break that I took where I didn't drop a lot of music, and I kind of wanted to reel myself back in and say, hey, I want to create something amazing when I do return. So that's why that intro is me reintroducing not Notes 82, because I think people know who Notes 82 is, but reintroducing my creativity and what I can do with the pen.
Oh, I like that. Because then we go from reintroducing yourself to the admiration of making it. Daydream takes a world famous sample from the Lupe Fiasco album. Whatever one it is. I think The Cool or something.
Yeah.
And, you know, him and Jill Scott had the song, and Daydream is a world-class sample used about the mind. Dreaming. Tell me about that song. And I want to ask you something in particular about a line you said in that song.
So Daydream, I'm a big fan. I'm a big Lupe fan, right? I love Lupe Fiasco. I feel like in some phases of my creativity, I'm a little somewhat in that realm of what he tries to do. And I was a big fan of that record. So when I heard the sample and Young Swisher flipped it, I was like, man, I'm gonna take this, and I'm like, he talked about the mind, but I'm gonna talk about the struggle of our people. Now it's daydreaming to get to the point where we can be free as a people, and understanding that the government is playing a big part and a big role in a lot of this stuff that's negatively going on in the world. So that's what Daydream was all about. It was just me speaking on the general facts of government and what we're going through in the hood and how are we going to fix that. So that's what Daydream was for me. But I'm a big fan of that record from Lupe Fiasco, and I felt like I wanted to make it my own when I did rap on it.
Government and religion have taken humanity out of its calling, because now, even when you have a credit card, you're working for the credit card company to give them money that they loaned you. When you have an album or your artist, look at the clips. Because they give you money, people think they can tell you how to make your albums, how to produce your albums, and whatever, right? But you had a line in the song that had made me think. It said, "Push and crack. What's a label for?" Talk to me about that exactly, because that was a deep line. That was one. If people didn't catch it, if people didn't catch that, you missed a serious jewel right there. So come on, flesh it out.
So Pushing crack, what's the label for? So meaning crack in the sense of crack is in the sense of the music for me, right? It's the product that I'm putting out, right? And my thing is, notice what I said. I put it out. Nobody had to tell me when to put this out. I put it out. So you don't need a label to justify and tell you what to do and how to do it. You do it because guess what? It's your brand, it's your product. You put it out there and you just let the people speak on the product that you put out there. I've gotten to the point now, Karev, and I think you're gonna be proud of me for this. I don't care what the critics say anymore. I don't care what people say anymore. I'm gonna put out whatever I want to put out, and if you like it, you like it. If you don't, oh well. It's 100 other people that love it. And guess what? Most people that kind of criticize what you got going on, they don't do music anyway. They don't really know about hip hop. They're not really in tune with the culture. So people like you, Kawan, those people, my boy Johnny Floss, and all these are people that understand Notes 82 and understand what the culture is all about. I don't care about that in between stuff, man. That's just it for me.
Y'all see that at the bottom of the screen? Stand on your square.
Yep.
Notes82 says something so provocative. I want to stay here for 1 second and still related to the album. Not caring what people say and putting out your best art is a reflection of yourself. Like I said, look at what the clips did. People got kind of mad at me when I said, did the clips save hip hop in 2025? When it's not about just the rapping, the clips gave you a masterclass in marketing and promotion.
They sure enough did.
Then look at mass appeal, right? Mass appeal knows how to package legends to make you interested in releases.
Exactly.
Shout out to Bad Seed. He keeps working. So you'll hear Master and Bad Seed everywhere. But for people who don't work like y'all, don't have that label to push that crack, how does the art translate to the people so that they know that you're there?
I think people are so human beings. We have this trait, right? Because we say we are in tune with God, right? So we have a way of well, some people. I'm not gonna say all. Some people have a way of understanding what's real and what's fake, right? So I believe for me, I'm as authentic as I could possibly be. I'm never gonna give you fake. I'm never gonna give you something false. I always give you what I can give you, and that's it. So I think people kind of gravitate to authenticity, like people being authentic, right? And they understand that I'm not in this game to make a lot of money. I'm just here because you know what? I'm just grateful that I have the talent and God gave me a gift to write to do classic albums and drop classic music. That's all I'm here for. So I think people catch on to that stuff because I think you can be fake for so long, but being real, I think you can't turn the other way. You just can't turn the other way when you're real. You know, I think fake people, it's tough for them to try to be real, but when you're real, I don't think you could turn that corner and say, I'm just gonna start being fake. I can't do that. I just can't, man. That's just not in my DNA.
See, realism and fakeism is due to the experience and dreams of the dreamer. Because it's real that there's good music out here, but it's fake that we have an industry that dictates all that they can release all the good music because they can't.
Yep.
And even with this album, right, it seems like you wanted to hit the people in different places at the same time. What's the most important part of a person or a listener that you want to hit when you make this music?
I'm gonna say the heart, man. I want to hit you. I want to hit you right in the chest, man, because I want you to understand that when Notes 82 sets out to put out something unique, it's always for the people, and it's always to touch the heart of the people, man. So whatever I put out, it's always me wanting to touch the people, man. Like that's what these albums are for. It's for the people. It's never for me. It's just me giving you my message. But I think people kind of connect to Notes 82 because you got somebody like me who wasn't from the streets, who wasn't out there getting busy and stuff like that. I had homeboys that got busy. I had homeboys that sold drugs. I had homeboys that went to jail. And that just wasn't me. That just wasn't my style. And they understood that, right? because I never wanted to put my family, even before I had kids and my wife, I never wanted to put my mother and father at jeopardy of coming from the streets and coming into their house, knowing I had beef and knowing I had something going on and somebody following me there, somebody coming in that crib and doing something to them. I never wanted to play that. That was never me. I was always the one that played the background and had it from a bird's eye view. And that's how I love it. And that's why I'm able to talk to people today at 42 years old and say, hey, we had a stigma on us. Even if you wasn't in the street, we had a stigma on us to say he wasn't even gonna make it past 25. Well, guess what? I'm 42 years old and I made it, man. So yeah, that's just my DNA, man. I've been this way since I was young, man. Literally.
Yo, salute to you. So my last question on Stand on Your Square
Mhm.
is, how does Notes 82 plays into a person's playlist?
Mm, that's a good question. Um, so I'm gonna say for me, I don't like to put myself in the conscious box because I don't think I'm a conscious rapper. I think I'm lyrical with a little bit of basic realness. So if you looking for real authentic music and something straightforward, I'm not gonna give you a lot of bars. I'm gonna hit you sometimes. It's gonna give you those sniper bars that like Karev will break. That only people like Karev can catch those bars. If you like stuff like that, then Notes 82 is your guy. That's what I'm gonna say.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the Stand on Your Square segment of the show. We may return to it. But shout out to everybody watching. If you're on Instagram, join us on YouTube. I want comments. Please leave comments. I want to make you a part of this interview. So if you have any questions for Notes 82 on this show, he will answer your questions on this show. Now wait
Yes.
till I get the phone line open. When them phone lines come on, oh, it's gonna be great. I'm working on this still. So
Oh.
let's go to the next track.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, do you want to go track by track? You want me to skip around a little bit?
It's up to you, man. Like however you want to go, man. I'm with it. I just love that I'm on this platform right now.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's talk about the importance of being yourself. So that's what you just talked about, right?
Yeah.
The song Dreams featuring Clef is a very legacy Brooklyn identifying song. Shout
Yes.
out to the Notorious B.I.G. RP. And
Go.
we see the importance of Big to anyone from Brooklyn.
Yes.
Heaven forbid the day Jay-Z passed away.
Ooh.
It would,
Yeah.
it would rival it because he had a longer career for sure.
Yeah.
And Biggie, to you and Bad Seed, seems to be an anchor point in you're not your personality, but your appreciation for the art. Why was
Mhm.
Dreams important for you?
Man, Dreams was important for me because I felt like it's the, back in the day when you had rappers that ran up on rappers and they just felt like they just wanted to start rapping and they wanted to put them on. That's how I felt that moment. Felt like that moment for me. Like if Big was here, I'm gonna rap for Big and I could rap for Big all day. But I just felt like Big did so much for Brooklyn in the short time that he was actually around. And I'm just going to say creatively, right? Because I can't say impactfully because he didn't have a time to be impactful, right? But the time that he was here, he made a stance, right? And album wise, right? First two, to me, Ready to Die was classic. Life After Death was classic. I just felt like Big was going to get better and better and better and better and better, and that was never going to stop. So for me, so be it that his life was cut short, but I just felt like for me, Big was very impactful for me. For me, like it was impactful for me, and I felt like I wanted to make an impression, and by doing that, I had to use a sample that Big used to kind of make him to reference him, but then to big him up as well. You understand what I'm saying?
So shout out to DJ Clark Clint, rest in peace.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you,
hmm
who was the better MC, Biggie or Jay-Z?
You could never debate me. Who's the best out in Brooklyn? Big. I mean, at the end of the day, here's my thing about it, right? Jay-Z has had a longer run. And if Johnny Floss is in here right now, he better be quiet if he's in this chat right now because I know what he's going to say. But at the end of the day, right? Jay-Z has had a longer career. And my thing is I'm never gonna put those two up against each other because they're, to me, in my heart, they're still on the same plateaued in me. That's how I feel, man. Because I love Big, I love Jay, so I can't do it, man. I just can't.
Can't do it. Shout out to DJ K1 in the chat.
Yep.
He says, peace to Notes82, peace to Heritage Hip Hop. Salute.
Come on.
So I'm just skipping around now because the songs that really I want to focus on, I'm gonna take it back there, okay?
Okay.
So from Dreams, let me ask this. How important is it? You said you wanted to hit the heart of people. How important is it for you to have big, clear beats with universal sounds?
It's very important, man. I learned this from going to the studio back in the day, right? And my shout out to my big brother Be Ready. And he had a home studio setup, right? And it started from him. So I used to rap on instrumentals, and he's like, "Yo, you rapping on instrumentals? You trying to sound like Nas? You trying to sound like Jay? You need to sound like yourself, and you need a bigger sound." So I didn't understand that early in my career, but then as I started going to the studio more, I took on the ear of an A&R and say, how would an A&R want to hear Notes 82? Well, an A&R, what's going to gravitate them is, yeah, okay, I can rap, I can do bars, okay, cool. But those sounds is what's going to draw people in more because let's be honest, I'm not a heavy bar spitter, right? I'm
Right.
I'm gonna say basic, but people are probably gonna get mad that I'm saying basic. And what I mean by basic is I'm not going all over the place. I'm a person that stays in his lane, and I want to get to that point. I want to take you to that final destination in a simple way, right? But the sounds, that's always been something big to me. And every time I went to a studio, every studio I went to, I've always heard that. Like Notes, your voice, you need a big sound around your voice because you have a rapper's voice, but I think people want to hear the universal sound to mesh it all together. And here's the thing, shout out to my engineer too, King Sage out in Dallas. He is one of the best engineers in the world. He's actually elevated that universal sound that I wanted, and he's taking it to another level. And he actually mixed and mastered this whole album, and he did a phenomenal job. But the big sound for me has always been um something for me. And I learned that from studio and going from engineer to engineer and finally getting to the right engineer that said, yeah, you're right, but let's take this to another level.
Shout out to Leather Flower on the check-in. Okay. But also universal sounds means to push your voice in a way where your cadences change or your delivery changes on certain things. How do you keep your delivery so Jones Rugged, we're gonna get there. How do you keep your flow so consistent but yet give it time or ability to grow through production?
Trial and error, man. I'm gonna say trial and error. Coming up, man, I was lost when I went to the studio the first time. I was lost, man. I didn't know what to do. And then it kind of got to the point where I learned this trick, and I think you know about this trick. When you record stuff, right? You go in the car. Cars has the best speakers that you can listen to, mix and master. And I used to go on my one of my friends before I even got a car, my guy Hump, and he was like, "Yo, bro, you know you're gonna make it when you go in this car and you can't really hear your voice, but then you go in this car and it mixes all well together. Um, that's when you know. That's when you know. So trial and error is really what it was. I had some bad experiences when I went to studios, man, and I thought I was gonna put out mixtapes, and now I was like, nah, I ain't putting this out. This don't even sound right. So for me, I will give this pointer though. For anybody out there, if you want to take your music to the next level, make sure you understand your sound and make sure you understand what makes you sound good when you get in the studio. And that's what I've learned. That's the trick I've learned. I can experiment, but I also know my limits sometimes as well too.
Okay, knowing your limit, but also knowing your fan base. I
Mhm.
want to talk about. Ready for this?
Yep.
I want to talk about I Get Around and Catch the Vibe.
Whew. Okay.
So, usually, if you're from the East Coast, or you have an East Coast sound, very boom bapish, you keep it boom, boom, tap, boom, boom, tap. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
On Catch the Vibe And on I Get Around, it's very bouncy. It's very party atmospheric. It's very West Coast. And shout out to Johnny Floss, who's not here. Shout out to Johnny Floss though, because I mean he's on the songs with you. Yeah, and with the Catch the Vibe, like I said, summertime track, nice outside joint, and then I Get Around. It seems like more West Coast. It's bouncy. Why did you want to take that sound and put it on this project?
Man, I'm gonna give you a true story about me, man. I know I'm an East Coast dude. Don't kill me, guys, but I love the West Coast sound, man. I love it, man. It's a cool, laid back sound, but then they have some party tracks that's poppy and kind of bumpy, and they get you kind of out your seat. I don't think I had that type of record. I think I had a New York type of bounce with Right Tonight, right? I think that was a bouncy New York track, but I wanted to show the versatility on a West Coast track. So that's why I Get Around kind of entered the room and stuff like that. And you remember Pac's I Get Around was bumpy and it kind of made you bounce. So for me, I just wanted to show the versatility on a West Coast track. Party stop, because I did Detox before. So Detox was, and then this was a party.
No, Detox not a party track. No, we're not going to do that.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like West Coast, what I'm saying is like the whole, you're fiery and you got to get to it, that type of West Coast. But this was a poppy party type, house party type of track. That's what I'm saying.
How would you describe a West Coast party track from an East Coast party track?
Ooh. I think with us, with our party tracks, is a little bit more rugged. And I think with the West Coast, it's a little bit more poppy type feel. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like one of those block party types feel. That's what I feel.
Yeah, it's weird because when you think of New York party songs, like, well, today's generation is just different. I don't even talk about drill.
We can't. Yeah, we ain't putting. Yeah, we're not bringing them in this. No, at all.
But
no.
But you know what's funny? Listen to like "Put Your Hands Up" by Jay-Z, right?
Yep.
That's a New York party record.
Yep.
And then again, look at "Made You Look." They played that in the party. And that's weird when you compare that to Holla Holla, another New York artist that went to a West Coast sound to break. So having different sounds on the album contributes to not only showing your versatility, but shows your producer ear.
Yeah.
How many sounds did you want on this album so you could sequence it and correctly place the songs the way you wanted it to be?
I don't think it was a lot of sounds. It just played into when I made cover art. I wanted it, just like you said with the book, I wanted it to stay in sequence, right? So I didn't want to go all over the place, and I understood my boundaries, right? So when you think about the records, like you said, the I Get Around, the Catch the Vibe, the Biggie joint, and this is where it goes into what you said about the double album feel, because one side of the album was just kind of like, I want to say kind of like, you could say East Coast, and then I think like the other side was kind of a little bit more bumpy, a little bit more kind of out of this world than the other side. So A was East Coast, B was kind of like your West Coast side. That's how I feel.
All right, we got a question from Drums Rugged.
Okay.
He said, Notes, do you ever get writer's block? And if you do, how do you get around it?
I never get writer's block. I'm just being honest. That's just me, because at the end of the day, I may not write something, but that's not writer's block, right? For me, I always keep it in here. So if I'm at work and it's something that I need to write down, if I can't write it down, I always store it in here. So and then when I get home, I might write it down, or I might write it 2 days later. But I don't get writer's block. I think it's too much life out here lifing for me to get writer's block.
So the answer is to live life, basically.
Yeah.
To take notice of what's around you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, there you go. So Drums Rugged, I hope that answers your question. Now we're gonna separate this album from side 1 to side 2.
Okay.
Because side 1 seems to be the more, this is who I am side.
Yeah.
And I want to talk to you about the song The Sky.
Okay.
The Sky is a sniper shot. That is one of them. That is the one. Who's singing?
It's the dude from Dream Life Beats that's singing on that beat.
The Sky is one of those ones, man. That formula is crazy when you work that formula. Tell me about The Sky and how that came about.
So for me, when I wrote The Sky, I was in I want to say I was in a good space, right? But I just felt like something was missing, right? And when we reference The Sky, we always reference the Most High, right? And I think at that moment I was in deep thought about my grandmothers, right? So my mother's mother and then my father's mother, right? And it's so deep to me because I missed my father's mother's passing away. Work had me where I couldn't even get off and get there in enough time. I just had got stationed to do something somewhere, and she had passed away, and I couldn't even make it. So, for me, it was more or less about it was personal. It was kind of personal, and that song was kind of dedicated to their loving memories, and not just them. Like, I lost an uncle 8 years ago. I lost my grandfather 12 years ago. So it was just a praise to the sky. That's what it was. Just praising them to the sky.
All right. The Sky is a sniper. That was a good one right there. That's one of them songs that when I listen to, I actually, you know what? I'm gonna tell you a story. I actually had one of my best friends in the world, shout out to DJ Big A, in the car, and he was in the car. He's like, "What the hell is this?" I said, "Oh, bro, that's Notes." He said, "You got a new album out?" I said, "Yeah." And I'm not going to tell you what happened in totality, but I will tell you this. He told me run The Sky back. He said, run that back. He said, whoever did that, that's one of them ones right there. That's crazy. And my peoples know I got a good ear for music. I really know how to sit down and select shit. And I mean,
you do.
Thank you.
You do.
But when he heard The Sky, he was like, yo, who the and he didn't even ask me who you were, because people don't play your music. but when he heard The Sky, he was like, that's one of the ones, Joe.
Yeah.
He also said it on IDK. Another one of those sniper shots. Who's singing on that one? Same person?
Same person.
Damn, yo, it's funny how this is happening. Tell me about IDK and what happened with that.
IDK was a moment, I don't know, where I had that little slight disbelief of I don't know what's next for Notes82, right? And not life-wise, but musically and creatively. I didn't know what was next. And IDK, to be honest with you, right? IDK was the first song that I wrote for cover art. Any other songs. So just think about that moment, Karev. I don't know what the next step is for me because I already knew that, okay, yeah, I'm going to take off, but what I'm going to do when I come back, am I going to be able to come back with something classic? Am I going to be able to come back with something that people are going to feel? And that's how IDK was written. IDK was written off the simple fact of me saying what's next for Notes82.
I want to be on your next album. I ain't going to lie to you. I don't want to rap. No, I ain't that dude. No. But there's something that needs to be said. Your songs are set up for great outros, but your songs are also set up for great conversation. Should I do the last one? I'm gonna wait for this question to after side 2, because you have an interesting creativity that hip hop has not seen in a long time, and I believe that's why I heard an interview with you from somebody from overseas that said you were better than Kanye West. I'm not going to forget that, because you was just like, wow. Like, that's a compliment. I'm
going to say this. I'm going to shoot my shot a little bit, right? Kanye, you don't write your own stuff, so maybe that might be true. But keep going, Karev. Keep going.
You don't write
your own stuff, so that could be true. But go ahead.
His beats have been trash. So, so when a person finds their sound and do or do not nurture it, that is the reference to where an artist either makes it or fails. If I'm correct, ladies and gentlemen, leave a comment. Let me know. We're here with Notes82 on Off the Record, dissecting the album cover art. That is the cover of the album in the middle of your screen. The album is available now on Bandcamp. And Notes, I am going to read over my notes. Okay. We're halfway done. And I just want to give everybody a chance to just relax. How you feel?
Good. I'm good.
Are we cooking?
Yeah, we cooking. We definitely cooking.
Well, now it's time to burn his ass in the flames. I'll be right back, everybody.
Where you get your hip hop from?
Yeah, what's up? This Tribal Trigger Trench in the building. You already know, nip, naughty.
Hey, Redman is in the building, of course. Jersey's finest, all about them bars, marijuana smoker. Hey, PSA announcement. I need everybody go support. That's right, support my fucking state, my city. Heritage Hip Hop, a New Jersey media source that celebrates New Jersey hip hop worldwide. Facts. Please subscribe to Heritage Hip Hop on social media. That is Heritage Hip Hop on social media.
What up, y'all, man? It's your boy Do It All, Do Pray Kelly, right here on Heritage Hip Hop, man. Look, man, let me tell you something. Make sure you support Heritage Hip Hop, because without these brothers bringing you hip hop, then we're not gonna stay informed, man, the way that we need to stay informed, man. And they're not just giving you hip hop, man. They're giving you the heritage of hip hop, right here, man. Yo, Karab, I see you. Heritage Hip Hop, man. Let's do it.
It ain't nothing like Heritage Hip Hop.
When you had a legend say your name, you have to be humble. So salute to Redman, Tretch, and Do It All. Salute to everybody who supports Heritage Hip Hop. And Heritage Hip Hop wants to make a statement. Nori said there's only certain podcasts matter as far as pushing the game, and those are the mainstream rappers podcasts. Heritage Hip Hop wants all that smoke. Y'all see that?
Yep.
We want all the smoke. And if you like this shirt, you want to get this shirt, different colors or anything, check out our store on www.tpublic.com/heritage hip hop. Get any color you want of the many designs that we have and help support and grow this platform, because we want to be here forever. In the words of KRS-One, if you don't understand forever and ever, Heritage Hip Hop wants to be a legacy that's here forever. Do you understand that?
Yep.
So now, as we return back to our conversation with Notes82, we're now going to go on to side two, as I call it, of this album. Before I get into that, I want to ask you another question. Did the playlist era kill the album era?
I think so, because everybody is loving playlists now, man. So it did. But see what I said, it's coming back now. You know, it's a need for these albums that are authentic and real to be seen in that light. So playlisting is cool, but I prefer. I'm still old school. I like albums, man.
I like albums and I like music videos, and it seems the phone has taken the playlist, and the phone has killed the music video era, because you can have a music video on the TV and have it on your phone, but watching music on television is more enjoyable for me than hearing it on my phone, because then you get to sit down and relax. Shout out to my partner Nas the Romantic on our show about Malcolm Jamal Warner on A&N or R&B. Everybody, if you do not know, if you follow Heritage Hip Hop, please follow A&N or R&B on Instagram and on YouTube. We do shows that are reflective, and we talk about music, R&B on lane, right? And we talked about on the Cosby Show, and even we talked about how on the Cosby Show how we didn't have apps. So if the family wanted to come together, everybody could come together and watch television together in the same room. And even with the playlist, when you have playlists, you just listen to what you want to listen to. But when you had to sit down and watch Rap City, Video Music Box, Pump It Up, Rap City, I say Rap City, I think. You had to watch those. When you say to watch those shows, you had to sit down and you waited to hear your song, but you were introduced to other music to expand your mind.
Yep.
This album is a mind expander, because we got two versions of the same man. Who I Am and Who I Said I Am. One of the highlights of this album, shout out to Drums Rugged, because he said it also, Autopilot. When I first heard Autopilot, I ran that song 7 times. And I don't mean just driving. I sat. I think I called you and told you that. Like, I sat in my driveway. I'm parked my car, and I was like, damn, this is so good, yo. That's in my Heritage Hip Hop Hall of Fame. Like my playlist. If I actually regularly sat down and did one, because I have all the songs, believe me, that's in there, yo. Please tell me about Autopilot, man. Like cook on that one, please.
I'm gonna cook a little bit here, right? So I'm gonna tell you a story, then I'm gonna tell you the background behind Autopilot. So when we went to record Autopilot, I didn't record that particular song until like the last day I was in Dallas, because I recorded the album in Dallas, right? With my engineer. And Johnny heard this and said, "Yo, no, they ain't gonna like that. They not gonna like what you saying." And we always have a saying, "Who is they?" Right? So I break it down to certain people, right? So certain people were chatting, and they were on podcasts, and they were talking, and they were, "Oh, this happened and that happened, and he's a Quaker, and he's all that, whatever, man." Right? So my whole thing is these people, these certain people that were talking. You have my phone number. You can call my line. I ain't never blocking nobody, no nothing, right? But never a phone call. No text mails or voice message, just podcast talk. That's, you heard me say that in the song, right? And it just was a moment in time. But usually I don't let things bother me. But excuse my French, that shit bothered me, right? And the fact of the matter is, they were also chatting with people that I held into high regards, and those people in high regards were letting these people in low regards say things about me, and I'm like, I'm not there. And I didn't like that, and it pissed me off. So when it pissed me off, I was like, I gotta find the right beat to talk my, and I did. And I found Autopilot, and I was like, I'm gonna take off on this track. And that's what it was. Because I was getting tired of people just saying, people on the net always want to talk. People get in front of a mic, they just want to talk. And it's just like, you're saying things that don't make sense when you haven't had a relationship with me in years. So it pissed me off. And that's why Autopilot was made.
Now you went into a couple of my questions because I was like, he's talking about his feelings and he's giving people a message.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, Autopilot is one of those songs. Look, you got some songs to me that I'll play for the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what they are.
Yep.
For everybody who doesn't know, look up Daydream. Look up Malcolm and Martin. Oh my God, yo. Look up.
Shout out to Chris Crown, man. Crown, we made a classic on that one, man. Martin Malcolm was a classic.
Yeah, look up one of my favorite songs of all time, since doing Heritage Hip Hop, New York Times. I ain't from New York, but I'm gonna tell y'all something. You felt the energy in that record, because when he had the mayor talking, yo, come on, yo, that's creativity.
Yep.
And Autopilot was where I felt the album shifted to the new narrative of who I said I am, because it's like, now I got to show y'all not believing in me is the biggest mistake you made.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And then you came out of those feelings by dropping the song Rainbow. Let's talk about Rainbow.
Rainbow, man. It's always from the negativity to the positive, right? So it kind of led from Autopilot to Rainbow. So when you think about it, Part at My Back, right? It's back to hustling music, Part at My Back, and it kind of goes like, I'm leaving that alone now. Now it's time to move on to something bigger and better. And Rainbow was just that, okay, I came out of the rain, and now rainbows in the sky, and let me get back to the regularly scheduled program. I just had to spank a couple of people a little bit, and then now it's time to get back to the regular scheduled program.
Okay. It's good to show duality, because that's what life is. We always talk about yin and yang and things like that. It's good to show that you have a serious side and you have a side that's creative and fun.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was a time for peace, a time for war, a time for hate, and a time of love. We have those jewels, biblically speaking, but we also have to have those jewels in the art. Standing ovation, standing over. Tell me about that. Was that your first single?
Yes, it was. That was the first one that I released. Was it? No. I Get Around was the first one.
Okay.
And then I did Standing Ove. But Standing Ove is like you said, the transition of Notes82 going into this gear. This second part of the album is my forever now. This is the lane. This is the vibe that I want to be in all the time now. So expect this whenever I put out another album, which will probably be 3 years from now. But that's another case. But this is the mode that I wanted to be in. And Standing Ovate was me giving myself a hand clap and saying, okay, Notes 82, you found what you want to sound like. You found out who you want to be. Now let's run with this. Let's keep going.
I'm confused.
Mhm.
Because from what this album is, why did you pick I Get Around and Standing Ovate as the first sounds for this album?
Just the mode, it's just the mood that I was in, right? Um, I could have picked Autopilot. I wanted to pick Autopilot, but with Autopilot, I wanted to kind of I want to get a visual for that before I drop that. So I'm working on that to shoot something in the airport here, in Colombia, and that's why I didn't drop that first. Um, I Get Around. I just was in that mode, man. I just wanted to drop something that just was up tempo and give people something different, because I think that's one of my singles that was different from any other single I ever put out. I just wanted to give people a different sound of Notes 82. So that's why I Get Around was my first one.
That's interesting because the first two singles you pick are a throw off to this album
Mm-hmm.
because you're not showing your duality, but you're living your creativity.
Mm-hmm.
So how important is it to always be in the creative space and to show people where you are and give them something that message?
It's very important to me, man. It's just it's my lifestyle, the way I live my life. Um, People might say it's secretive, but it's not. I'm just not a person that posts all my life achievements online, because look, in real life, my family loves me, right? In real life, God loves me. So at the end of the day, I just feel like for me, it's always important for me to live this way and show people who I truly am, right? And that's all about the Most High, man. That's just Him humbling me and having me focus on what's important in life, and that's family, that's love, and that's creativity. That's just me in a nutshell.
Salute to you and salute to keeping family and God first and foremost, because that is a man's destiny and honor.
Mm-hmm.
99 Views featuring Jerry G. What's up with that song? Help me understand the
Man,
creativity behind that.
so this song was the moment of, how can I say? So student, when I was younger, Jerry was the student. I was kind of the teacher, and he wasn't rapping in his younger days, right? And fast forward, I think he told me this in this story. I wish he was here, but this story was, I was the first person that he seen in our hood that literally, I was working security, and I worked at like a dorm in New York City down by the Promenade, and they had a up and coming person that was supposed to be shooting videos, and I took him from out of his safe space and brought him to the hood to shoot a video. And he said when he seen that, it inspired him. And I didn't know that it inspired him so much that years later he would start rapping because of that moment. And I always told him, when you're ready, then we can do a song, because me and him, this was supposed to happen years ago. But I always tell people, I want you to be serious about what you're going to do. I want you to be serious about your craft. So what I did was I invited him to the studio, because this particular song I didn't record in Dallas. I recorded it here in Columbia, South Carolina, and he lives here too. So I told him, come to the studio. When he came to the studio, I surprised him and said, yo, man, get on the track. And he already had a verse ready, and that's how 99 Views came about.
All right, cool. I got a question for you based on that, then.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, let's go to Drums Rugged's question.
Okay.
He said, this question is for both of us, so I'll let you answer first.
Okay.
How do you feel about MCs that make classic sounding boom bap albums in 2025, as opposed to making a more modern day sounding boom bap album of today?
It don't sway me, man, because I don't never want to come off as a hater, man. Like, I never want to come off of that. So it depends. For me, I just feel like it's cool. If that's what you want to do, and that's what your soul, and then that's what your creativity has brought you to, whether you want to do modern day or up to date boom bap, as long as it makes you feel good and you're comfortable with doing that, then do it. That's what I would say.
I would say do what's hot to you. Don't worry about nobody else. Because there's nobody making dusty beats like the RZA. No one's even making havoc tracks anymore. Shout out to the two greats.
Yeah.
Let's go to some people that's outside the norm. How many of y'all study Dame Grease? How many of y'all study Diamond D, Showbiz and AG? How many of y'all are studying those people, Bobcat, Battlecat, West Coast? Like boom bap is the basis of all hip hop music. No matter whether you like it or not, it doesn't matter. That is the basis. So because the technology and the instrumentation got better in the recording process, you can make an older sound with a modern twist, or you can take modern things and filter it for the older twist. Just do what's hot to you. Don't matter what anybody else say. Be your own artist, but be an artist. Don't just do stuff because people is doing it. Because that's why we have 95 to 98% of the gang doing and that shit is corny. This year's the freshman double XL Cypher freshman garbage.
Trash.
But you got people like Hus Kingpin. You got people like RJ Mr. LA. You got my people's shout out to the block on Twitter. They put me on somebody named Primo Rice. You got new artists out here that's not doing that, but those people don't celebrate or don't bring to their platforms. So just do you and be the right you and let it take you to where it can. Because at the end of the day, we all have to be chosen and selected to be into that army. So even if you're not, don't worry about it. Just do what makes you happy.
Yep, exactly.
All right, so let's go into Slide Off. Slide Off is a fire-ass beat, and it's a sound change to the actual album because it goes into the outro, actually, and the outro is 2 songs long. Let's talk about Slide Off. Where were you taking us with that?
I'm gonna tell you something. So I can never get this track. So on Auditorium, on the Common and Pete Rock album, they did something at the end of a song, and if you listen, Slide Off is a sample that they used, but he did not rap on it. And when I heard this beat from I said, hell no, I gotta get this. I gotta rap on it. I want it. Slide Off is like, it's showing me I'm just sliding on that beat, man. I just wanted to punch that beat, man. That's what it was. I just wanted to show, and Slide Off is really, it still was kind of like a continuation of, not Autopilot, because it's definitely not Autopilot, but it was a continuation of just telling people, stop hating, man. Just slide off. Like, just, come on, man. Just let me do me, and you do you. You know what I'm saying? I'm letting you do you. Why you got to bother what I'm got going on? So that's what Slide Off was for. But that's where it came from, the Auditorium album, and they didn't rap on that part, and I wanted to rap on that part.
Isn't it important for an artist to find something creative to flip and also be their own authentic self?
Yep.
So what does this song mean for you in your catalog?
Slide Off? Man, Slide Off to me, just pure aggression from a standpoint of pure aggression, that's one of my favorite tracks because I like the pocket that I was in on Slide Off. I love it. I love the pocket I was in.
Yo, the beat was fire and it brought something different out of you. So I challenge any artist, especially Notes82. Y'all got producers that want to work with y'all, have them challenge you. Forget just getting beats and rhyme on them. Let somebody bring something great out of you. Even the great Rod Digger had on Dirty Harriet, The Showdown, I think it's called. The beat, boom, 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 but she said she hated that beat, but her manager said, try it, you never know. And that ended up being one of the highlight songs of her album. Sometimes it's the songs you hate the most that people like.
Yeah.
And be challenged. I was challenged too on the song I made back in the day that you will never hear. But for the people who heard it, that's one of their favorite songs I ever made. And I'm like, really? Yeah. And it just shocks you. It's bugged out. The reason why I said this song is a great outro, it starts the outro, because you're telling people, get off your meat, basically.
Yep.
And then you go into Bad Vibes. Once again, who's singing on that song?
That's Tone Jones on that one.
Jeez. So, Bad Vibes is the winning formula. It's a message being given. Why don't you tell people about the importance of the Bad Vibes song and what message you want to give to artists that are inspired by that song?
For me, man, just I say stay away from bad vibes, right? And stay away from the negative energy that people want to give you in this game. And I mean just advice. Sometimes if good advice, sometimes you may think good advice is good advice, but it's really not. It's really there to stunt your growth. So pay attention to those weirdos out there, those people that are coming into your creative space to destroy it. And I just feel like I don't want bad vibes. I want them to get away from me. Just stay away from me at all times because I don't want it over here at all. I'm positive over here all the time.
My bad with that. I'm
Yeah,
getting
you good?
distracted. Stop distracting me. I had I want to talk about I wanted to go to impressions because I wanted to give like to the impressions of giving somebody a message needed, not just having a message given.
Yeah.
And the message needed on Bad Vibes is basically protect yourself.
Yes.
In today's world, we are bombarded with bad information, false news. They call it alternative facts, which is called lies, basically. We even have the impression of people in today's society being used to judge them. I don't know if you were a big wrestling fan, but Hulk Hogan passed away. Now, as a kid, I loved wrestling. Hulk Hogan was the biggest thing in the world to me. Leg drops, the ugly ass McDonald's colors. I didn't like those colors. I like them in red and white rather than red and yellow, right? Even NWO Hulk Hogan, I loved it. He came out to Jimi Hendrix. It was dope to me. For him to go into a racist tirade, and then for people to now say the impression he gave you does not count, kind of hurts because that's a legacy question.
Yeah.
When we talk about bad vibes, what do you want to protect? Your legacy, or do you want to protect your name when it comes to the people in the art craft?
I want to protect my name because people can say a lot of things about, you know, your legacy is your legacy, right? But people can stain your name, and that can really be trouble, right? So for me, my father always taught me this: your name is your biggest attribute. If somebody stains your name or somebody lies on your name, that could be the end of it, because you know when somebody tells a lie, then they're gonna tell another lie. Then somebody's gonna believe the lie, and then the lie that they believe, somebody else is gonna believe the lie. So for me, my name means something. It really does.
A person with a good name could be remembered, and that creates a legacy. But you could also be a legacy with a bad name.
Yeah.
Once again, in reference to the gentleman I talked to before this question.
Yeah.
Cartoons, cereal, toys, games, action figures, movies, all thrown away because saying, I guess everybody's a little racist, and went on a racist tirade about who's giving meat to his daughter. As a father, you're always protective of what man your daughter.
Of course, yes.
But you don't go in a tirade against a whole nation of people.
Yeah.
Because the man she with is in an 8-foot NIGGER without a six figure salary or something. That was crazy, yo.
That was crazy. Like that was something that, okay, you could have kept that to yourself, bro. Like, just keep it to yourself.
That's a bad vibe.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a legacy burner.
Yep.
And it was also a heartbreak to see that come from somebody that children of all nationalities love.
Yep.
To now see the WWE do a tribute to this man using AI audience because people weren't cheering for him.
Yep.
Imagine. We're going to get off of that subject, ladies and gentlemen, go to the last song on the album called The East Side, which you put up earlier. Repeating what was important in Daydream, The Sky, Dreams, IDK, Autopilot, Standing Ovation. Come on, talk to me about that song. What's up?
East Side brought me back to the root of it all, man. East New York, Brooklyn, New York, stand up. It just brought me back to that time of growing up in Brooklyn. And I wanted to pay homage to the East Side because that's where I'm from. Literally East New York, to be exact, in Brooklyn. That's where I'm from, the East Side. So it just brought me back. And if you from where I'm from in East New York, I grew up in Linden Projects. We call it the Red Bricks. And all I could see was those red bricks. They're not red bricks anymore because they redid my projects all the way over. So it looks way different, but it's still the same effect to me, man. When I look at it, it just brings me back to those times, man. Um, and playing Skelly and playing basketball and just hanging and chilling and rapping in front of the buildings and rapping in the lobbies and seeing people have fights, seeing people just everything going on. It just brought me back to that time, and I don't regret it. I don't regret 1 minute of that upbringing and growing up in that situation, in that environment. My pops and my moms, I owe them a lot. And for them to have us go through that and say, hey, you still could be successful growing up in the hood, man, those times were wonderful, man. I enjoyed those times, man. So that's where the East Side came from. I just wanted to pay a tribute to where I'm from in the East.
Let's go project first project.
Okay.
Watch the View. What's my man with the lights? What's it called again?
Life Beyond the Lights.
Life Beyond the Lights. Watch the View. Cover art.
Oof.
Three different babies.
Okay.
How do you nurture them all three of them, so they stay alive?
Ooh. Watch the View. I'm gonna take it like this, man. A child coming from outside, they don't smell too good running around all day. I gotta wash it up. I gotta make sure I nurture. I gotta make sure I bathe it the right way, right? Cover art is kind of like something that I'm not even gonna use the baby analogy. I'm gonna use this analogy, right? Cover art is one of those albums that I can dig up a hole, right? And put it in that hole and bury it. And then 20 years, 50 years from now, people are still going to remember who Notes 82 is from that album. Or they're going to be questioning, who is this guy that made this classic album? That's what I would say. Life Beyond the Lights. I'm putting Life Beyond the Lights. You know how it is when you're the baby child, when you're the last born. I was the last born. You just cherish it a little bit more than any of the other kids. Not saying I do that because I cherish all my kids the same, but you cherish it more as it being the baby of the family. That's how I feel.
One of the biggest mistakes independent artists do is drop music and don't refer to their other projects because they want to follow the mainstream formula, where that's impossible because just like you said, Push and Crack, what's the label for? The label does that.
Yep.
As an artist, independent artist, how do you create new music but keep the elder music still relevant when you release new music?
For me, I'm always, if I go to one of these review shows that are valid, I always drop my older stuff. And people always feel like, damn, this is a new track by Notes 82, and I'm sitting there giggling like, nah, this is already out. But you know what? If you want to treat it as new, then treat it as new. That's cool for me, you know? So those projects is what brought me to this moment. You know, Watch the View, Life Beyond the Lights, cover art. These albums are just me building a legacy with the music creatively. You understand what I'm saying? So my records, I feel like, and I think you can contest to this too. I think my records, some of my records, like New York Times, those records are timeless records that will never seem old to anybody. It'll always seem brand new if you listen to it.
My man, this has been a great conversation about the new project, cover art. I hope I made an interview that was I always say this because I mean it. I hope I made an interview that's meaningful to the art that you created, and it respects the art that you created. I like this interview a lot. Well, thank you. Off the Record, ladies and gentlemen, is a show where we go into an album specifically and talk about only that album. But I have a message. This is a message from Heritage Hip Hop. We are looking for people who can make intro sequences with music, original music, not anything borrowed. We don't want no YouTube beats. I'm not paying nobody nothing that you can't create. I'm looking for music and I'm looking for intro sequences to all my shows. Heritage Hip Hop Podcast, Truth Behind Bars, Truth Behind Beats, Off the Record, A&N and R&B, and I have new shows. And if you want the money and it's in my budget, the money is yours. All I ask is that you email me, Karev at Heritage Hip Hop, Karev at Heritage Hip Hop, which you see right there, .com, and put in the subject line, intro videos, please. I'm looking for people who can make album intros. I love Redman, Do It All, and Tretch on there, but they don't reflect Heritage Hip Hop. They do reflect the heritage of New Jersey hip hop, though. But I want people to be a little more into this for what it is. And any artists that have beef with them, who don't want to come on Heritage Hip Hop, that's your issue. This is not what this is for. The microphone is always open to you and to yours. So with that being said, we're gonna close this interview, and we're gonna do a recap. Stand on your square.
Yes, sir.
Why should people buy Cover Art LP? Yeah, 30 seconds. Go.
Because cover art is one. Well, you know what? I ain't even gonna do that. Cover art is one of the best albums out in 2025. It stands the test of time of any of these albums that's out, mainstream or underground. So go buy it if you want to hear some creative, some unique, some authentic, real music. Then go get cover art. It's on Bandcamp right now. It will eventually be on streaming, but for now, it's on my Bandcamp. Notes82, look me up. Go ahead and buy it. Whatever you want to do, buy it, preview it, stream it, whatever. Just go get it.
And let's see if it makes this.
Oof.
August 30th, the 2025 Heritage Hip Hop Awards.
That's tomorrow, man. What the? Oh.
August 30th, not July.
Oh,
August 30th.
Oh, you had me thinking like, wait, okay. Okay. So I hope
That's
I do
right.
make that. I hope I do make the list. But cover art, I think it should be up there. That's just me making my little,
Hey, look, ain't nothing wrong with that. Say what you gotta say, man. And
yes, sir.
I'm gonna give y'all an exclusive tonight. This year we had submissions. I didn't look for albums. I'm not looking for albums ever again. Because I always hear somebody, why you pick me? Why you ain't pick me? Now you can have yourself picked by submitting. And by submissions, we have 3 new honors for the Heritage Hip Hop Award Show. Females. I'm looking for R&B, y'all. Females, producers, and new faces. And I want to see if I could do this. Can you see anything yet?
Hold up. You look like
something came up. Something came up. Okay, wait a minute. Can you see that?
Yeah, I can see it.
Who's that?
Hold up. Oh,
see it?
That's dope. Oh yeah, I do see it. That's me and you.
Nah, do you see this picture in the middle?
Hold up, let me see. Hold up.
No, can't see it.
Yeah, I can't see it. Nope.
Can't see that right there.
Mm-mm.
Oh boy. Shout out to StreamYard, y'all. I guess we still gotta get that correct. Oh boy. Let me try one more time.
Yeah,
because this is an exclusive that I do want to share. My grandson in here dancing. He's been distracting me the whole time, especially when I say, stop doing that. What do you want? Stop. Get your stuff. You want to be on the screen so bad, he just want to find something to do. All right, let's see if I can get this going. Oh, boy. This little boy. Hold up. I apologize, everyone. I'm trying to find the actual picture itself. Yes, here we go. Here we go. The only reason why we're doing this, ladies and gentlemen, is because we have an exclusive tonight on Heritage Hip Hop. And the exclusive is, I'm working on it right now, y'all. The exclusive is, I think it's number 6. That.
Whoa.
The Soundwave Beatmaker's Honor. This is something that we put out. It's something we put out to highlight producers who had a great year. All right? So they can hang this on this mantle. Because I was told I ain't do nothing for producers yet. But guess what? Where was the producers to be highlighted? Well, here's one of them. DJ K1. DJ K1 has produced incredible albums throughout the year.
Yes, he has.
So I would like to give DJ K1 a shout out to let everybody know he's one of the recipients of the Beatmaker Honor from Heritage Hip Hop. I don't even know if I'm making something for this yet because, you know, money is tight. But at the end of the day, appreciation is free. All you got to do is open your damn mouth.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm doing. So K1, salute to you, my brother. You are the first person ever to be talked about and nominated on this platform for production. So salute to my man. Everybody out there who believes they should be there. Hey man.
Oh, let me tell you something, man. He should be there, but I'm gonna give you a little secret. I'm gonna drop a little bomb for you. Me and Kawan got something in the works coming soon.
What, a project?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Look like y'all should be waiting, looking forward to something.
Hey,
okay.
They should be looking forward to it, but I want you, sir, to be looking forward to this.
Okay. So, you know, notes is coming for me right now. I got you. Thank you for the interview. Thank you for the words, Drums Rugged. May the Most High bless you and everybody watching. This is Karev with Notes82. Go get that cover art album and just know if there's anybody who has a project, tell them they could come right here to Heritage Hip Hop. But not only do I have great podcast interviews, but we have album-specific interviews as well. And we do our best to appreciate not only the artists, but the artwork, the rhymes, the beats, and the bars. Because I think we did all that tonight.
Yes, we did. We
Any
definitely.
last words? Last words?
Hey man, peace. Everybody go get cover art and make sure, forget about me, it's about the rap. Make sure you guys send your people over to subscribe at Heritage Hip Hop and follow him on Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. Heritage Hip Hop. This is where real hip hop culture lives, for real.
Salute. All right, y'all. Peace. And we out.
Real hip hop. Real hip hop. We here. Real hip hop. For real. Real hip hop.